Each and every one of you, wherever you go, there's always something you're selling. It's maybe not a product, maybe it's not a service, but it's a message. And there's a message you're selling to each and every person you come in touch with. And if you can't get your voice over, if you can't get your message over properly, you'll never be able to get them to be able to come into your ecosystem. The point of selling is where you can get people to put their hand in their pocket and they can actually pay you for something which they never would have done before. That you can emotionally touch people, and for me storytelling became so important. I remember I was abroad with my family and I had a call, and this person said that we want you to come and give us a 20-minute talk. I'm like, okay, fine. And he said, look, we're a charity and we're trying to raise money and we want you in because we know that you can speak from stage well, and we need to raise $500,000. I'm like, hold on, dollars, right? This is week after next and I'm in London. He goes, no, we're in New York. And I'm like, you want me to come over to New York for 20 minutes? He goes, look, it's a 20-minute talk, we'll fly you over, we'll do everything, right? We'll take care of you. I just want you there because we've got $500,000 we need to raise and we want you there. And I'm like, okay, fine. And I went for it. But I knew that if I was gonna make an impact on that night, I needed to know how I can touch people inside them, right? And I always say that if you can make someone cry, you can make them buy. And what I mean by that is when you can emotionally touch someone inside there, right? People buy based on emotion, they back it up on logic, okay? So all selling is done based on emotion, it's not based on logic. And storytelling allows people to uncover 7 parts of their mind. 7 parts of their mind become active when you're storytelling. Only 2 parts of your mind are active when you're fact telling. So I knew that I needed to go up there and tell a story to make people cry. And I did. And that night we raised $1.2 million, right? More than double what they wanted. And for me, that was phenomenal because what it showed me is that this skill you have is one of the most powerful skills in a business you can have. That there are certain keys, there are certain levers in a business which you need to have, and some are more important than others, and storytelling is that one. If I tell you, look, don't do this or don't do this, you're not going to listen. Why? Because an emotional guard comes on your body. But I can penetrate that guard with a story, and the moment I tell you a story and I tell you a reason within that story, you listen. So one of the biggest things you can be doing right now is that gift of learning how to tell a story. In 2006, there was a guy called Rob Walker, and Rob Walker wanted to do a study, and he said, let me actually see how powerful storytelling is. Like, is storytelling really the most powerful thing in business? So here's what Rob Walker done, right? So he did a study called the Significant Object Study. And what this was is he went to eBay and he bought 200 items for $1 or less, for around $1. Okay, so each one of these items he bought from eBay for around $1. And then what he did is he called up some storytellers and he said, could you write me a story for this particular object? Say there was a fake banana, right? A plastic banana like you'd have on your table. So normally someone would go onto eBay and they would just post that, right? And someone would buy it for however much they buy it for. But now what this person did is he actually wrote a story behind the banana. A story behind this banana. So let's see what happens when you put a story behind it, okay? Results, absolutely phenomenal, okay? He bought this for 25 cents, right? You could go onto eBay and buy a banana like this for 25 cents. The story has been written behind this. You can go on the internet and actually see the story which was written, and it got sold for $76. Imagine that, right? A 25 cents banana without a story sold for 25 cents. But when you put a story behind that, it got sold for $76. Storytelling is everywhere. You know, PK Media did a study that just 2 years ago, that when you have product placements within movies, that industry is worth over $10.5 billion. And that was 2 years ago. Imagine what it is right now. You know, you walk into a movie and say, for example, it's Bond, right? And then you come out of there and then you're walking around, right, with your chest out because you want to be like him, right? And then he wears that watch and all of a sudden you're like, man, if I had a watch like that, it would be phenomenal. And you get that watch, right, maybe a 10 grand watch, and you feel like, you know, this is brilliant. And you walk around actually feeling like you're him.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
I remember coming out of watching Fast and Furious. Everyone's, you know, doing skids in the car park. Why? Because there is so much emotion attached to these movies and they know exactly how to sell you.
Ask any racer, any real racer. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
And that's what the whole point of storytelling is. That is the whole point of content creation, is that how do you get someone all the way from actually getting them just to know about you or not even know about you, to actually get them to buy into, right? You don't ever want to use this disingenuously, right? This is your gift, this is your skill.